How's everyone today? Can we get a round of applause for the VFW and for the fire department, first responders, and police here today supporting this event? Thank you very much. My name is Jessica George, and I am excited to be here. Well, excited is probably the wrong word. I'm happy to be here and honored to be part of today's events. I'm a 22-year Air Force veteran. I spent that time as a helicopter mechanic with Special Operations. I've been to Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait, and Bosnia, and I can tell you I am proud to have served my country and even more proud to be here today. So I wrote some words, lots of them, a couple of pages, so hopefully I can keep your attention for that long. But today is more than a day that we look back on with reverence and sorrow. Each of us carries a very personal scar from that day. And as we pause to remember, I invite you to think of this moment not just as a time looking back, but as a moment that we step into together. People often ask, where were you when it happened? And I've never publicly shared my story about where I was because it was kind of painful and it makes me cry, so hopefully I can get through it. I was stationed in England, attending an Air Force Airman Leadership School, and it was 1:46 in the afternoon. We had just begun a new lesson on leadership influence and responsibility. And then came the announcement that a plane had struck the towers. At first, no one believed it. But soon we were all gathered in the auditorium watching the events unfold live on a projector screen. The screen was only 60 inches across, but in my memory, it was the size of the entire world. And I felt as though I was standing in New York City. I remember feeling small and far away. But as the day went on, that feeling dissolved, and people that I had only known for a few hours were hugging and crying. And somehow, the distance between us had collapsed. I also remember feeling anger. I wanted to strike back. And 5 months later, I was standing in Iraq, deployed with a Special Operations helicopter unit, ready to bring the fight. And something struck me when I was there. The enemy wasn't just a person. It was an idea, an ideology, a sickness. And the perpetrators were accountable, yes, but they were only the face of something deeper, hate. The belief that another human being is unacceptable simply because they're not like us. I share this not to reopen wounds, but to shift our focus and remember what happened in the narrowing spaces between us that day, in the midst of chaos when it felt as though the world had gone mad and every breath was stolen from our lungs. In that moment, we found each other. Through the tears, the shouting, the fear, and the grief, we remembered the truth of our humanity, that we belong to one another. It was that connection that carried us through those horrible events. This is what we must hold on to, not only the memory of what was lost, but the closeness that we found. And yet we cannot ignore that hate is still alive in the world today. It showed up again in the headlines. Maybe it was yesterday. Maybe it was rhetoric the day before that. Sometimes even in our own actions towards each other at times. How do we fix it? The world is enormous, and the darkness can sometimes feel overwhelming. It's easy to think, what can I possibly do? I am just one person. I believe we can do far more than we think. Every single one of us has a small slice of the world that we touch, a place we can choose compassion. We choose to love the people around us. The people around us feel it, they see it, and they carry it into their slice of the world. This is how it starts, with one small voice, our voice. Every one of us has a choice to make about how we will affect the world around us. I choose love. Not just today, but every day. I choose to remember my humanity and the humanity of others. The barista who's taking forever with our coffee order. She might be having a hard day. The sales clerk at the auto parts store. He doesn't set the prices. The brother who we haven't spoken to in 2 years is still our brother, a brother in humanity. Many speeches end with the words, "Let's be kind to one another, even if it's just today." But I will ask for more than that. I will ask that we choose love every day for the rest of our lives, that we keep practicing it, that we keep getting better at it. Amongst hatred be love, and in the darkness be the light. Strength is not in walls or weapons, but in the bridges we build. If we wish to honor those we lost, we must be bold enough to become peacemakers. Not someday, not in theory, but right now. In our homes and in our workplaces, in our communities, and even in our own hearts. Those we remember today would want us to celebrate their lives. They would want us to be courageous enough to imagine a world where kindness is not the exception, but it's the rule. Where compassion is stronger than fear, and connection is stronger than hate. As we leave this place today, let us carry their memory forward, not as a weight, but as a torch, a fire that lights the way to a better tomorrow. Let us keep the spaces between us small. Let us find hope in connection. Let us choose love, not globally, but personally, in the way we speak, in the way we act, and the way we live every day. And let us never know a stranger. Above all, let us refuse to let hate have the final word. Let us choose acceptance even when it's hard. If we do this, then the sacrifices of the fallen will not have been in vain. So it's up to us then. We will become the living proof that even in the darkest of days, even in the face of hate, we are the light and we are the love that humanity so desperately needs. Thank you.